Pay attention because today we are going to speak about this. No relationship starts what? Say it out loud. It's natural for a couple of boyfriend and girlfriend, when they have a misunderstanding, they have the wrong idea to say, let's start from scratch. Let's move on and start from scratch. But in truth, no relationship, whether if it is your first or the one that you already have it and you're trying to repair your past, can start from scratch. Every relationship comes with luggage, with miles in which you walked together. By the way, the Word of God speaks about this. Because the psalmist, David, he said, "Behold, I was brought forth in iniquity, and in sin my mother conceived me." Which means, he was saying that when he was born, he already was born carrying the sin of his mother, her mistakes, just as it happens to all of us. All of us, when we are raised up, as we grow up, we inherit from our parents the hits and the mistakes. Usually, the mistakes are more impactful in our lives. The father wronged the mother, and who is paying the price is you, who is not to be blamed, but is starting life with no reference of what a mother or a husband should be, which means you start at a disadvantage because you start a relationship trying to be a husband or a father who you never had before. So it is important for you to understand this, that no relationship starts from scratch, because this will help you to avoid starting a relationship and doing wrong things and behaving in ways that you don't even know why you are doing them. And not understanding the other person because you don't know what they are bringing in their luggage. What is the path that they walked? What is the inheritance that they are bringing inside them, which impacts the relationship?
Yes, sometimes you think like this. But what about love? I love, and I decided that I won't be doing the same as my mom and my dad. I will do everything differently. I won't make this mistake. However, you don't understand that there is a luggage behind you that is there in your conscience. We are talking about things that you are not even aware, and I can talk about myself. I grew up in a family that had a structure. I had my mother, my father present in my life. I had a good education. I grew up in the church. But when I got married with Renato, I didn't have any other relationship before him. But I had luggage with me, and I didn't know it. One of the main things that I had inside my luggage was insecurity. I had a huge insecurity, and that insecurity got in the way, not regarding Renato only, because I had a problem that many women have, which is jealousy. He will exchange me for someone else, someone who is more beautiful, more intelligent. He will exchange me. But not only that, but myself. When you are an insecure person, when you have this problem in your subconscious, you make wrong decisions. You are very shy. You don't challenge yourself. You are always in your comfort zone. And in my case, I would always be behind Renato, Go there, Renato. Do everything. I am here just to give you the support. Just to give you the support. I am your wife. However, I would feel low, inferior to him. So this was inside of my luggage that I didn't know. And this harmed our marriage for 12 years. For 12 years, I wanted Renato to solve my problem. I thought that the problem was on Renato. Renato doesn't give me attention. He doesn't compliment me. Renato doesn't do this or the other.
It was tiring.
Was very tiring. Why? Because I had a problem inside of me. I loved Renato. Renato loved me. We still love each other, but my problem didn't allow me to be happy with him. And this is what we are talking about today. You never start from scratch. You start already losing once you don't understand this.
All of this was because Cristiane didn't have a boyfriend or a relationship before me. Now, think with me. Because one of the greatest lies that the world tells you, you especially, who are a young person, you have to experience a lot. You need to go out with lots of people. You have to kiss them. You need to enjoy them and to get to know them, that you may not be stuck with one person who might not be the one who you will love for life. Most probably, you've heard this advice and you live for it. It's that famous concept. You are with the person, but you're not attached to the person. And without realizing, you don't understand that the more people you have in life, the more bad experiences you will have. And when you have a relationship with that person that you dream about, who will fulfill all your desires, you will get into that relationship with lots of bad experiences, in all senses, especially in the emotional side. And the more you bring that luggage, bad experiences, betrayal, deceived, the more experiences you bring, the more complicated you will be as a person. And the more anesthetized you will be, which means insensitive. You might have met colleagues, friends who told you, I don't want to know anything about relationship, marriage, anyone. I will live for myself. Usually, those who say that, either they had lots of bad experiences in relationships, or they saw that up close in the marriage of their parents or those close to them. They witnessed bad examples and they concluded, marriage is a bad thing. I will only live for my own objectives. I will earn money. I will invest in my career. And in the future, if it happens, it happened. This is the advice that has guided many people's lives. Why? Because they have suffered a lot. This is the balance that the person has when they follow this advice. Enjoy lots of people, have lots of people, and they don't know that it will become harder for them to start a relationship with these bad experiences. All of us, we bring this in us. You bring within you the references that you had of your parents. You, woman, you bring the reference of your mother. You, young man, if you had a father, you bring this reference. If you didn't, it's the same. Who are you looking at? I don't know. Who did you choose to be your reference of a man? Who is your reference of a father? I don't know. But you have a reference, whether it's good or bad. And you are there, like one groping in the dark, trying to understand which kind of man should I be. You see a young woman who you liked and you want to get close to her, but you don't have a reference of a man. And you go to the internet and you type, how to approach a woman. Your reference is Google or Chat GPT. Am I right? Because you have no reference. So the artificial intelligence will dictate what you should do because you haven't had a reference. Then you don't know how to approach them, how to talk to them. You say what you shouldn't say. Why? Because you already came with bad information or of no information at all, correct ones I mean, for you to build a good and healthy relationship. Christiane spoke about having her insecurities when she started dating me, later when we got married too. And I brought the bad example of my father who betrayed my mom, who had that thought, a traditional thought of a man. I have a woman in the house and others on the street. So I had this wrong reference. I didn't know how to treat a woman because my father was very harsh because he also had not had a father. So how did he learn to be a father? He didn't know how. So he was very harsh. When he had problems with my mother, what did he do? He would put on a long face. He would be very harsh with her. He wouldn't speak to her for a long time, at times even weeks. His record was 8 months without talking to my mother, living in the same house. I hated that. And when I got married, I would tell myself before getting married, I will never do that because the environment in the house was horrible. Imagine your father and mother living in the same house, not talking to each other. That was my childhood. So I wanted to do things differently when I got married. But when Christiane would upset me, when we had a disagreement, what would I do? I would imitate my father. Not wanting to, but I would. I'll put on a long face. I wouldn't talk to her. It wasn't because I wanted to do it. It was what I knew. I had never learned how to solve a couple's problem. I have never seen that with my parents.
It's like the person was programmed.
Yes?
You don't want to make a mistake. You know that is wrong, but you commit a mistake. The same mistake is like you are programmed to make mistakes because you had this reference. We learn with what we see. We listen to a lot of things, a lot of words, different voices. Everybody talks a lot, but we only learn indeed with what we see. And if we see at home a wrong example of what it is to be a woman, a man, we will look to being that as well. For example, the girl didn't have a good father, so she told herself, I'll never get married with a man like this. However, she grows up and she ends up in a relationship with a man exactly the same as her father. How is that possible? You always said that you didn't want to end up in a relationship like this. However, it's the luggage. It's like you are destined to make a mistake. And this is what happened with us. He saw the wrong example with his father and he brought this to our house. I didn't have a wrong example with my parents, but I saw bad examples in my family. So we brought to our marriage individual luggages that harmed our relationship. So things that had nothing to do with us. I didn't have anything to do with the problem that he had with his father. He didn't have anything to do with the problem that I had with my family. But our love was harmed.
When we came together, we brought our past together. But we didn't know that. You are having the privilege to learn this. Oh, how I would like someone to have told me this when I got married to Christiane. Or if I knew that before getting married to her. Learning why I was acting the way I was acting, we would have prevented ourselves from having the first hard 12 years of our marriage, because you don't even understand why you do the things you do. You don't even understand yourself, let alone the other person. We didn't know that. But you are being warned, you are being taught about it. No relationship starts from scratch. Ours didn't start from scratch, even though I was her first boyfriend. So what should you learn with this? You must look at your condition. Each person is different and unique. You have your tally of experiences, your upbringing, your beliefs, friends that impacted your beliefs, because it's not only parents, but the friends that you walk with. So that's why you should be careful who you mix with, because if you walk with people who don't believe in marriage, soon you also not believe in it. Because you can be influenced if you're not an influencer. So be careful. Your friends might be inputting beliefs in your mind, and you don't know why you carry those beliefs, because you believe you need to think like your friends. You had your upbringing, your reference of parents or not. You have the internet shouting at you, celebrities shouting at you as well, ideologies that destroy a marriage. So when you start a relationship, you must learn this. You won't start it from scratch. So what is inside you? What is your luggage? And what should you do to get rid of the luggage that does not help you? To fix the wrong beliefs that are in here that can bring trouble to a relationship. So many of you young women were brought up hearing, men will not guide me, lead me. I will use them. Before being used by them, I will use them. You go into a relationship with this thought. What do you think will happen? Will you feel empowered by the first man that you will ignore, or the first man you will betray, or I ended up the relationship? Will you feel empowered the first, second, or third time? Soon you will feel alone, because nobody will be able to bear you. If you get married like this, no man will withstand you. Why? Because of this belief that was inputted in your head. So you must look within you, you young men. You were brought up since your childhood or very early in your adolescence. You started to watch pornography. Pornography was just like water in a tap. You started to watch pornography, and your brain was completely polluted and contaminated in regards to women. You look at a woman, you young men, you look at a woman and you see a piece of meat. You think that they are a person that must fulfill all your desires. So you will look at women with this thought, sex. And what will you become? A rascal, the womanizer. As I said, the first, the second, the third time, your fame will be good. But soon, no good woman or any woman who has some self-respect will be with you. And you end up being alone. And this heavy luggage we carry within us can disturb the relationship. And you will, if you don't remove this from your head. First of all, before starting a relationship, you must know yourself. Where I came from, What do I think about the opposite sex? What are my objectives? What do I think about marriage? Am I well with myself? Am I happy by myself? Am I happy alone? Because nobody can be happy with another person if first they are not happy with themselves. If you are the kind of person who needs somebody, you end a relationship and soon start another one. It's because you can bear loneliness. Why can't you bear to be alone? Need for attention, broken heart. Your value is on taking a picture with someone that you call them your boyfriend. So if you're not well alone, there's no point starting a relationship. First, you treat your past, your luggage, that you may be able to choose the right person. And also, you may be able to identify what they are carrying in their luggage.
Sometimes you are searching for your father was not at home, you didn't have a relationship with him, a new girl. You are always searching for a relationship, even with someone way older than you. But you want to have a father, someone who will fit that void that your father or mother left inside you. So when you start to wonder, why am I like this? Why am I still single? Why am I always looking for attention wherever I am? If I would ask myself these questions before knowing you, knowing what I know today, I would ask myself, why am I so shy? Because for me, that was normal. I am shy. Everybody's shy. Shyness is a problem because you cannot overcome in life when you are shy. You are not be able to do what you need to do because shyness ties you up. So I would ask myself, why are you shy? Why are you so insecure? So you need to understand yourself and ask yourself, why do I have this problem here? Why can I get along with anyone or approach anyone? I'm always alone. I'm always alone in my corner. Why can't I have good friendships with others? You will need to look at all these things because there is a reason for this. Why is this? God will give you the answers. He'll help you to get to know these things better.
It's as it says on this verse from the book of Job. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? No one. Do you want a clean relationship, a good, happy life? So you must change your source. You won't be able to take from unhappiness, happiness. The unclean, what is clean. You won't remove from grudges, the need for attention, or hatred, love. You must change your source, and the source is God. So if you want to prevent yourself from suffering in the future, and you may ask, Renato, Chris, I understood. No relationship starts from scratch. So what do I do with this information? You must learn about yourself and how to identify who you are choosing for a relationship. Who will teach you that? Is God Himself, your Creator. He created you, He will teach you, and will give you this discernment. We have the Love Therapy Seminar, which is not for those who are looking for a boyfriend or girlfriend, but first for those who want to fix themselves. They want to learn who they are. If you don't attend Love Therapy every Thursday, start doing it, that you may be ahead of the majority of people in this world. If you haven't read the book Bulletproof Dating, who has it? If you don't, look for a copy. Bulletproof Dating. After the Bible, this book must be the one you read the most. That you can always consult it, to read it, and to understand how to prepare yourself before dating someone, or choosing someone to date, and to prepare yourself to be chosen to be dated to. When you do this, and when you start a relationship, even though it doesn't start from scratch, but you will have the intelligence of where you and the other person are starting from.